Hey folks, Rick here from the LaLa farm. So a couple of weeks ago I had surgery, so I was doing my pre-op visit, final pre-op visit with the doctor, and she's going over all of my discharge instructions and she's going over my post-operative limitations. Now my surgery was in my nose. Now I didn't think that would be a big deal. She says, you can't lift more than 8 pounds for 2 weeks. And I'm like, what? What was I to do? Every shop has boxes, containers, whatever, of old nuts, bolts, parts, things like a reflector, eye bolts, little cam locks. This stuff that comes on prefabricated furniture for putting the pieces together. Just general nuts and wood screws. Anchors for hanging pictures, the actual cam lock itself, just all kinds of stuff. And I didn't start from scratch. So I started off with what I already had, which was this, what I call my hardware tree. Now I built this hardware tree probably 10 years ago, and it had all kinds of bins on it. Nothing was labeled, so it was really difficult to find things on my hardware tree. So this is the quantum system. This comes from Northern Tool, so it's got 2 metal backings on it, and then all of the containers are also part of the quantum system. It's just little hooks that just go in, slide on just like that. And then so I've had this system for probably, like I said, 10 years. It's a great system. Again, from Northern Tool Company. We've got a store in Jacksonville that I buy these at. And then these are just standard, plastic hardware bins. Trays. But again, just as on the other side, maybe 30% of the boxes were labeled with what's in them. So in order to find something, I've got to open up, or had to, 15 boxes before I find what I'm looking for. It was really, really inefficient. So what I started doing was organizing all of my nuts, my bolts, my hardware, general hardware, into the appropriate bins that they belong in. Things such as the eye bolt. I now have a container just for eye bolts, or these little cam fittings, cam lock and screws. Some of these things, such as this reflector, doesn't have a container, so let's make a container for these. So to make the container, I've been using this label maker. So this is just a Dymo Letra tag. So this is uses a tape, and so we turn this on, and I'm just going to make me a label for reflectors. Tape it up, hit print. Cut it. Now I've got me a container just for reflectors. Now some of these things, now I've already sorted most of this, so a lot of this was general nuts, bolts, washers, lock nuts, all kinds of various hardware, but a lot of this stuff. So several years ago, I bought these, okay? So what this is, it's nothing fancy, but I love this design. I just hang it right on the top of my parts tree. This is the original thread checker. This is something that I bought on Amazon years ago. I'm not even sure that they have it on there anymore. But if they do, I will leave a link down in the description. We do have an affiliate link. So if we do have it, then I'd appreciate you following that link. We get a little bit of money on the sale if you end up purchasing it. But I own 2 of these. This is standard SAE, and this is metric. So the metric one is black. The standard sizes are kind of the alloy appearance. Here's how this works. So I take a screw, and this is what I've done for every, I'd say 50% of the components in here over the last week that are in this, that are in the into the little plastic drawers cabinets. This is how I did it. So I take the screw, and I screw it in there to determine which size. So each one of these has its own thread width. So this is a 1/4 28. This one is a 1/4 20, and I know that this is a 1/4 20. I'll just by looking at it. So this is a 1/4 20 bolt. So then I take my measuring tape and I measure it. So this is a 1/4 20 by 3 inch. Then I come up to my 1/4 20 3-inch drawer, and that's where it goes. Same thing here. Now I've got what I know to be a 1/4 20, but it's the same thing. I screw this now on to, or it's not a 1/4 20. So this one is this is a 5/16 18 nut. So then I come over here to the nuts. It's a 5/16 18. Goes right there. Same thing with washers. And then see which is the highest size that this will fit on. So this is 5/16. Still 5/16. This one is 3/8, and it doesn't go on there. So this is a 5/16 washer. Then I come down to the washers. There's the 5/16 washer. Goes right in there. That's what I've been doing for 2 weeks. And if you look around my workbench, this workbench was full of boxes of stuff. This table was full of boxes of hardware. Now, all that's left of my excess hardware is right here. All the rest of the stuff is stuff that I further need to organize. But that's it. I do have one extra toolbox that just has extra or excess hardware in it, and that's where that stuff will go into. It's a large plastic toolbox. When I run out of something on the hardware tree, I check in my toolbox first to see if there's any of the excess hardware in there. Now, how I've organized this is that I've used all of the measurements. I have used all of the measurements on this for both standard and metric, and then made their own box up here. So there's a 640 bolt, 632. The 6 is the size. The second number is the actual thread count per inch. So 6 and 32 threads per inch. That's a size 8 bolt with 32 threads per inch. And it goes all the way down till I've got a quarter inch bolt, 20 threads per inch, and that's 4 inches. Now I've got a 1/4 20 is the most common bolt that I use around here, so I've got lots of bins for 1/4 20s. And then we keep going down until we get down to ones that say M3, for example. So that is an M3.5. That's where we get in with the metric nuts and bolts. So each one on here has a corresponding box up there. Okay. When we get over to the other side of the parts bin, these are just various things like small hose clamps, medium hose clamps, large hose clamps, self-tapping screws of various sizes, U-bolts, brass fittings, framers points for picture frames, various wire. There's my reflectors, cam locks, wire anchors, and everything in between. And then for more of the screws and nails, I do most of that on this side. So using a common penny size, which is a common way of sizing nails. These are 2 penny nails up here, 3 penny nails, 4 penny galvanized, 5 penny, 6 penny, 7 penny, all the way down to a 20 penny common nail. I don't even know what I bought these for. I might not have bought them. They may have come. I get some stuff at estate sales and I generally will just buy the hardware. Then we come over to the middle, and these are all finish nails. So we got a 3 penny finish. Even though I may not have a box of whatever it is, I've got a place for it, because there are such things as 5 penny finishing nails. I may not have any right now, but I may get some in the future. So here's a 7 penny finish nail. I don't have any 7, 8, 9, 10, or 16 penny finish nails. And then we've got interior screws. 1 inch, 1.25, 1.5 inch, 1.75, 2, 2 1/4, 2 1/2, 2.75, and 3 inch. These are all exterior nails. 1, 1 1/4, same size dimensions as the interior, except these are for exterior use. All the way down. And then over here we've got wood and metal screws on the outside, all labeled so I can find them very quickly. So that's what I've been doing while under limitations from the doctor. Again, I've done something that's been needed to get done for years, and I finally got it done. So hope you enjoyed this. Hope you found this informative. Hope it maybe motivates you to eliminate some of those boxes and containers and tubs of nuts, bolts, screws, and other miscellaneous hardware that makes it very difficult to find if they're not sorted. Always remember, treat others as you would like to be treated. I'm going back to sorting. Thank you. Bye-bye.